Hey everyone, so okay, so I was out today in the Pound shop and I saw these watercolour pencils. Let me just grab this. You'll know from, if you've seen my previous video, I decided to do a video testing and swatching these colours. So it's a watercolour set, it's Pound from the Pound shop. And the reason why I was really intrigued on whether or not to do a swatch test, how do I open it by the way, is because they're a creamy texture and the creamy texture doesn't leave a chalky residue. So that's why I was really intrigued about it. And because I've been exploring watercolours and like your knowledge sort of grows on them, that's when I saw this, I thought, oh, like my curiosity was piqued and I thought, well, I've got to give it a go. So I'll link below to my video of these, and these watercolours are fantastic for, I think, just to have in your collection. They're not obviously artist grade and they're not even student grade, but some of the colours are beautiful and surprisingly very good. So they're definitely something to have in your collection if you're into all kinds of like mixed media, because you want to build up your, you want to build up your collection. And because I'm doing lots of mixed media, which means a lot of my art pages are going to have layers and layers built up. Some of it includes mark making using watercolour pencils. So when I saw this today, I was like, I don't know. My husband said, well, why don't you just get them? They're a pound, you know, just give them a go. And I thought, you know what, I'm aiming to give I want to give these products a chance, and see what they're like, and if they're any good, then I'll obviously use them in my pages. So this is a set of 12 watercolour pencils from Pound, is it Poundworld? I think it was Poundworld. And they do have, they're quite good with craft supplies in there. They do have a little selection. So I'm going to be testing on this watercolour paper. Let's have a look. Oh, right, okay, that's really nice and bright. So what I'll do is I'll speed up the process. I'm just going to colour in on the watercolour paper, and then half of it I'll add the water to, and then we'll go from there. So I'll just speed up this process. As you can see, the colours themselves are quite vibrant, so I'm really pleased with that. So let's get, had to buy a massive giant roll of tissue, because I say I go through this stuff, I do go through this stuff, but people keep coming in my craft area and nicking it. So I bought a giant one, also from the Pound shop. So let's have a couple of sheets of that ready. Okay. Right. Let's see what these are like then. Oh, let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, do you know, I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh, that's such a beautiful green. I love that colour green. I'm not into really dark greens, but the quite vibrant lime, that's really nice. I am really surprised. Honestly, I wasn't going to get these. I walked past them and then I thought, no, you know what? Since my husband said give them a go, I thought, yeah. And I really want to. I am actually trying out other things as well on a budget. Just because I know what it's like, you know, when you're really struggling for art supplies and you have to, that's a really nice colour. Yeah, you have to kind of deny yourself sometimes. So this is a great way of building up a collection. So with that green, you can't see where you've coloured in, if that makes sense. I can slightly see it with this purple though, but it can dry differently. But yeah, I can't see it at all on that. That green's stunning. These are really nice for £1. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm really pleased I've got these because these are really going to be good for mark making in like journal projects. Quite a lot of water on that one, so it's quite thinned out. Be interesting to see how these dry as well. Oh, this red is stunning. Yeah, I really love that. Oops. So the colours are quite vibrant. I'm impressed. Wow. Oh, I'm so happy you got them. Yeah, if you hear, might be able to hear my son. He's up. I don't know if this camera's picking it up or not. But yeah, my son's playing on his Xbox upstairs. Oh, so pleased. Because as well with these, I think the only one that I can see is that maybe that green and that purple. The only ones that I can really see, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, where you've where I did press quite hard, where I've coloured in, you know, the pencil marks. I mean, that's all right for me because I'm going to be using them anyway in mark making. So this is a nice colour. And once I've done this, that's a really vibrant yellow. I need to zoom you in so you can see that. This is a lovely yellow. And the pink. It's quite difficult to get a bright pink in anything, I think. Even in fluorescent acrylic paint, unless it's heavy body. See, look, I've gone over that a few times. But still, it's gorgeous pink, and it hasn't left any marks, you know, where you can't see where I've coloured in there. It just blends beautifully with the water and paper. That one you can sort of see. So what I wanted to try next, I'm going to just turn, actually no, I'll do it next to each colour. Make sure you're in picture. I wanted to wet because this is something that I do in journaling. So I'm just going to get my pencil and just dip the tip of the pencil in the actual water and just literally just going to scribble. Okay, I've mixed up all these colours already. So might actually help if I wet the paper as well. I think we can do that. Just wet. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, look at that. That is awesome. Okay, so if I spray the pencil, it bleeds out. That's really, really good. Oh, nice one. Okay, so this green. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just experiment a bit more. Okay, so just do that. Mix some colours. then give them a spray. That's a really good effect. I really love that. Okay, so some of the pieces that I do are inspired by Ray, Miss Sigmund, and I've like taken part in her pocket journals. I've got to make another one. I'm going to make one for watercolours. But the mark making is this sort of thing, just adding up layers and layers of different mediums and your own art marks, and it's a really good way of discovering your own, your own niche, your own style. So, and you can build up a library of art marks. So yeah, totally inspired by her, and that's another reason why I really wanted to try these pencils, to see if I would be able to get an effect, a good enough effect. So yeah, I would definitely say these are going to work perfectly well. The vibrancy is actually really, really good. I mean, even the pink, just had to play around with them. I am impressed. The one thing that I wanted to show you before I go as well, there is, I was gifted this, and it's also £1, really cheapo quality paper. Does not like, well, I tested out it hasn't gone through on here, so I wasn't really generous with water, I didn't saturate the page, but I tested out the Prima metallics, and they've come out so beautifully in this paper. Anyway, I decided to test out very carefully. This was me being really, really like sparing with water and watercolour, and I thought, oh yeah, it looks really, really good. And then I thought, let's push it, let's see how far we can push this. And I sprayed on my craft mat some inks. These are Dilutions inks, and I just smushed it in to see how the paper would take it. And granted, I mean, it took it really well. It wasn't saturated with water, because I did spray the inks, and I think I did a little bit of water. And I mean, you can see here where it's come through a bit here, but other than that, it was really good, and the effect is fantastic. And then I've got this here as well, this page which needs filling in. So I decided that I would try to commit to this for a year, just to show people what you can do on a budget. And I will also obviously use the watercolours that I've got, and mediums that I've got that I have bought on a budget, so I can use my £1 watercolours in here and watercolour pencils, just to show you what you can do, what you can achieve on a budget. And yeah, so I'm really pleased so far with the effects. And also you can do like ephemera swaps. In the Dream Create Journal group, I sometimes run a swap where you can swap ephemera. So if you feel that you don't even have stuff that you can stick down, stickers and bits of like this sort of thing that I've got here, bits of collage paper and scraps that you can use for your art journaling or creative planning and whatever. I do swaps, so then you can get inspired by what you've been given and challenged to use if you wouldn't normally use it. So yeah, so this is I will do a separate video flip through on this eventually. So this is my latest frugal buy. I'm actually really, really pleased. And just want to, before I go, just out of curiosity, this green here, like with this cream, I really like to call it creamy watercolour. I like to really saturate. You have to get a mist and spray, saturate the watercolour. So it's like cream. Get plenty on your brush, and then just want to compare it. So it's still as vibrant. It's very similar in colour. Just be really interesting to compare colours. In fact, I do have paper here as well. It's very similar to Tomo River paper. Let's see. Yeah, let's see how the okay. see how the pencil does on this. Ooh. Okay. It's quite loaded water, that. Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how that dries. So yeah, for £1 you absolutely can't go wrong. You always have in the back of your mind that they're going to be rubbish, but actually sometimes they really aren't. I am pleasantly surprised. As you can see, the colours are beautiful. So yeah, these are, I don't know what brands they are. It says Hue. Does that say Hue? Anyway, they're 12 watercolour pencils, £1, Poundland. And they've had these all year round, so they'll still have them in. So yeah, so if you want to build up your collection, I definitely recommend these. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.